So welcome everyone. Today we have Ashank Agrawal. He's a development engineer in Calivon company, and the Calivon company is one of the uh, renowned company in the field of heat exchangers. So here we have Ashank. Could you introduce yourself,
Hi,
Ashank?
Anish. Yeah, my name is Ashank Agrawal. I hail from a small town in India called Bhilai, Chhattisgarh. I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering from SRM Chennai.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the college situated on the southern part of India.
Mm-hmm.
Then afterwards, I worked as a mechanical maintenance engineer in a company called Afcons Infrastructure. It
Mm-hmm.
is one of the baby companies of Shapurji Palonji Group. I
Okay.
was looking after the maintenance work of all this heavy construction machineries, piling rigs, cranes, all this kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
I worked there for like an year, and then I had a feeling to learn more,
Mm-hmm.
to move more into the field of research and development.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I planned to leave my job and start my master's in Technical University of Munich.
Okay.
When I resigned the job, I learned German for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started entering into the application phase, and
Mm-hmm.
I got an admit from 3, 4 good universities.
Mm-hmm.
But then I chose Technical University of Munich. I did my
Mm-hmm.
master's in power engineering,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, now I'm working as a
Now
development engineer
yeah.
at Kelvion.
It's really a roller coaster ride you
Yeah.
have. Yeah. So yeah, it's really nice to hear that you have completed your bachelor's, right? B.Tech from
Mm,
SRM University, and now you are as a development engineer in Germany. So it's
yeah.
really nice to hear, and you also have experience working in India. And but yeah, you choose to go into the R&D, and you have also learned the German for coming here in Germany. So it's
Mm,
really nice to hear. So my question is about how you have chosen the technical university only, because you told you have the multiple options, but you only selected have technical universities. So
yeah.
before going to this question, I just want to mention to the audience. So we have really lots of thing to learn from your experience. So we are going to discuss all the details whatever you have based on your experience. So coming to my question, so please
Mm.
start with that. Yeah.
So, Anish, thanks for putting up this question first of all, because this is one of the very basic question which an applicant who is coming to Germany should be knowing. There are, as far as I have understood, there are two type of universities in Germany. One
Mm-hmm.
is Fachhochschule, which is called
Mm-hmm.
FH, and
Mm-hmm.
the other one is TU, Technical University.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, what I have understood is technical universities are more oriented towards the research approach of the life. So
Mm-hmm.
they are more concerned about the R&D part, what
Mm-hmm.
industries will be implementing, and the
Mm-hmm.
Fachhochschule is more about sorry, the Fachhochschule is more about industrial exposure, like industrial work. But I would not say it's so much about R&D, but rather about uh, not developing a new product, but
Mm-hmm.
actually how the product is managed. That's what you
Mm-hmm.
will be learning in Fachhochschule. But in
Mm-hmm.
TUs, you will be learning more about R&D, like what industry will be developing in future. That's what it varies. And the Fachhochschule courses are usually for 1.5 years or 3 semesters,
Mm-hmm.
uh, more practical oriented.
Mm-hmm.
TU courses are around 2 years or 4 semesters,
Mm-hmm.
and they are more research oriented.
Mhm. So is it something like if we talk this in context of Indian education system, so as we have a normal bachelor's like the B.Sc, and
Mm.
we also have the technical thing like the B.Tech. So is it
Mm.
something different from in that perspective? Do you have any example
Yes,
to explain
I,
this
I
that perspective?
I think in India we have this BE or B.Tech degree,
Yes.
and in Germany when you do like masters from Fachhochschule, if you do like this FH universities, you'll have a degree called M Engineering, Masters in Engineering, M
Mm-hmm.
or like yeah, it's M Engineering only they usually
Mm-hmm.
say. I've also
Mm-hmm.
seen some universities giving you MSc degree,
Mm-hmm.
but not most of them won't be giving that. It will be M Engineering,
Mm-hmm.
Masters in Engineering, and
Mm-hmm.
TUs will have Masters of Science degree. That's what I have understood.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as you have come directly from India, like completing your bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, there are
Hmm.
multiple student who's currently pursuing a currently pursuing a bachelor's degree like B.Tech, as you have done the B.Tech in mechanical engineering. So there might be the multiple students. So if one can wants to come here and being a development engineer or maybe at any other positions as in the engineering field somewhere in Europe. So, what kind of suggestion or what kind of recommendation you want to give them?
Hmm. Okay. One of the first thing for an aspirant, I would say, is if he wants to come to Germany,
Mm-hmm.
is he needs to have this change of mindset, because in India we'll learn a lot about theoretical part, and the theoretical
Mm-hmm.
understanding is quite good actually in India, as far as
Mm-hmm.
what I have felt.
Mm-hmm.
In Germany, you will be learning more about how you can independently manage the things on your own.
Okay.
So here you need to find your way
Mm-hmm.
to come out of the bushes. You will be lost in the forest and then you have to come out. That's how it
Mm-hmm.
is in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
But in India, it's not like that. There will be someone who will be giving you path, like putting some
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
path to the end. But
It's
here it's not
you
like,
you can say the
yeah,
spoon feeding kind of thing or what?
it's not exactly spoon feeding, but it's not spoon feeding actually.
Yeah.
But at least you have that path. Here they
Mm-hmm.
expect you to be very independent. They want you
Mm-hmm.
to learn everything on your own. Both have pros and cons, I would say. India is
Mm-hmm.
also having pros,
Mm-hmm.
Germany is also having pros. Both have cons. But this type of mindset you need to have when you're coming, because otherwise it will be like a big cultural shock you will get here when you
Okay.
move in here. Yeah.
So you are talking these things in based on your experience in
Yeah.
working as a development engineer or masters somewhere in
From my
master.
master, I would see I have worked in I like I did my internship in a company during my studies at Bosch Thermotechnik.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I also did a working student in a company called Muncon. It was a startup company.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then I also, like, from my studies at Technical University of Munich, and now as my work as a development engineer at Kelvion, I have realized one thing, that no one is going to really give you like step by step things. You need to
Okay.
find your way. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have a problem statement, you
Mm-hmm.
need to do your own homework and solve it.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask them definitely if it gets
Mm-hmm.
very worst, but
Mm-hmm.
they expect you to do everything on your own. That is
Yeah,
how it
I
is.
think I completely agree what you are saying because as I am also the doctoral researcher here in Germany, so I can understand and I also have the experience working in India as a JRF. So I know how the things works in India. Like you have someone to put something in your back, or I would say someone can make you feel to work or something to have a suggestion and recommendation or kind of thing. But here in Germany it's more or less like independent thing, and it's also not for the PhD students. It's also for the bachelor and master students. As I
Mm.
have experience guiding masters and bachelor student in India and as well as in Germany, so I can see the difference. If I am asking as master students to doing something, then they are doing by their own, and they go and do the literature review and come forward to me and give the suggestions to me like these are the possibilities that
Exactly.
we can
Mm.
proceed. And in India, if I'm asking to any kind of master student to go or check these things, then they are reliant on me. They are coming back to me and saying, oh, we don't find this, can you help us or something like this. So it's really the difference what you
Yeah,
are explaining and what I had. So it's the difference in a research field what I am seeing, and you have the different. You can see the
exactly.
difference in. You have the experience with the difference in corporate sector. So it's all
Mm.
about the working pattern. Do you
I
have
mean,
anything more to add here?
I would not say that it's a mistake of anyone, like students in India or Germany or anything. It's
Mm-hmm.
like this culture thing is there. So, but the thing is, like, the guy who is coming, he needs to have like a proper clear-cut mindset that this is going to come, because at one point when you enter here, then once you start your masters and everything, there will be a point where you will be hitting the rock bottom, and then it will
Mm-hmm.
be difficult to come back. But I have seen like everyone comes out like stronger but at
Hmm.
some point you get lost in your masters.
Yes, 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 completely agree. And yeah, what you are saying. Uh, but my question is more like, let's go into the more detail or depth of, like, if there will be one bachelor student of mechanical engineering. So
Mhm.
as you have mentioned that the mindset that he or she has to manage, but what about the study point of view? Like, do you have any recommendation to, after completing the bachelor's, how to proceed to go ahead with your as a position to being what you have, right?
So you want to ask more about the application
Yeah,
procedure?
not the application process particularly, about
Hmm?
how they think they should go for the master's degree in India, or they should directly apply for the master's degree here in Germany, or
Hmm?
maybe they can also think to have a work experience in India, and also they can directly apply for the work, not for the master. They can directly apply for the any kind of job applications which might
Hmm?
have in Europe. So how
Hmm?
do you think to proceed with that, and what maybe the hurdles one can find?
See, one thing I've seen in my masters is there are many fresher students who actually were doing masters along with me,
Hmm.
and I had like an experience of a year in India. I would not say it as a big advantage, but only thing is that, for example, when you will be giving interview for a full-time position, you will be in a better state to convince them that you are better suited for the position because you have this little bit of experience, like industrial exposure.
Hmm.
But one good thing about Germany is you can have a lot of working student or internship during your masters. So
Hmm.
you can at least gain some exposure. I would not say that it is counted as a professional experience,
Hmm.
but when you give an interview to a company,
Hmm.
then this company will get convinced because you have worked in the German environment.
Hmm. Hmm.
You have got those skill set, team management skills, and all that
Yeah.
things.
Hmm.
So even if you don't have any experience, it is not like a problem if you're coming directly to Germany, according to me.
Okay, so it's really depend how the one person thinks to go ahead.
Hmm.
It's totally the personal choice of, and also based on their like experience or understanding how they think about this. But what about the if one can doing the masters in Europe or somewhere in US or worldwide? So do you have anything to say them?
I mean, one big advantage of Germany as a
Mm-hmm.
whole with respect to US is that most of the universities don't have fees. So you don't have this financial burden because, for example, in my university, my education was more or less free. I just used to pay this semester contribution, uh, Solidarity Betrag, they say in German. And that's it. Like, I mean, it's around 150 euros, which is around, I think, 13, 14,000 Indian
Mm-hmm.
rupees per semester.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one big advantage of Germany. In US, you have to pay a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that, I would not say. But here again, if you want to study for free, it depends on
Mm-hmm.
your degree
Mm-hmm.
because some of the courses are free, some are not.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, one important thing is you need to learn language. I would say, especially in not, I would not say in all the fields. IT
Mm-hmm.
people, I have seen that they do manage without German skills. But for example, as a mechanical engineer or electrical engineer, you need to know German to
Okay.
survive in the company.
So
So
if
that is one
someone,
of the negative point of Germany, I would
Mhm,
say.
mhm. So if someone doing their masters in US and wants to come here in Germany for uh, having a job, so he needs to have the language, right? What
Yeah.
this is what you want. Okay. And
Yes.
the thing what you have mentioned, anywhere of the any part of the world one is doing the masters in power engineering or mechanical engineering, they needs to have some kind of internship options during their master's degree, so that they have a good CV, and the industry is really required to have this kind of experience. It
Yeah.
will make you upper side as compared to the other
Y-
candidates, right? Okay, so let's as you have some experience with application thing with the German masters, like masters course, so would you like to share
mm.
some of the experience what you have?
See, I would suggest all of my fellow aspirants who wants to come to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
if they want to start the application process, the first thing would be to make like an Excel sheet, because
Okay.
every university will have different application deadlines. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, different requirements,
Mm-hmm.
different documents, what is to be
Mm-hmm.
submitted,
Mm-hmm.
and also how the application has to be done. Some university like it to be done online, some
Mm-hmm.
want the hard copy to be done. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to make like an Excel file first of all to have a
Mm-hmm.
proper tracking of when the application deadlines are happening, because you need to apply in the right time. And
Mm-hmm.
before, well before that, you need to know what documents you would be requiring.
Mm-hmm.
For example, some universities require this ranking certificate, and
Mm-hmm.
not all the universities in India give ranking certificate. So you need to specifically go to the head of department and ask them for this type of thing. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to already have this thing. You should not be like when you are applying, you see that this document is not there and then you are getting stuck. All these things should not hinder you.
Mm-hmm.
So make an Excel file. All of the people who are planning,
Mm-hmm.
there are many open source YouTube videos if
Mm-hmm.
how to apply also.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any doubts, there will be like some application email ID where you can ask doubt. These people are like they are very helpful, all of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So proceed in a stepwise manner from Excel, and then when the application portal opens, you just need to apply. One of the main thing is you need to have IELTS or TOEFL. Most of the
Mm-hmm.
courses, I would not generalize it that every course needs it, because I've seen that some courses also don't require that.
Oh,
But
that's the
yeah,
interesting thing to know. Yeah.
yeah. Because if your medium of instruction is English, some universities do accept that also,
Okay.
but very few. You need to check that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I have seen that during my application phase that you need most of the universities require this IELTS.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, um, I would not say they need much things. Yeah, some university also require language skill,
Mm-hmm.
German
Language,
language skill.
it means okay,
Yeah,
German language. Okay.
yeah. Otherwise, you will get this kind of conditional admission.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is conditional admission is you get an offer letter from the universities,
Mm-hmm.
but they tell you that after like a semester, you need to prove, like submit them a
Uh,
certificate of
yeah,
A2
yeah,
level German certificate. If
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't do it, you're
Mm-hmm.
out of the university.
Oh.
So this type of things you need to be very careful about.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also suggest like who is coming to Germany, who are coming to Germany, is like
Mm-hmm.
they should have around A2 or B1 level of German before coming here.
Okay,
It
so
is a
it's
good head start.
okay, but it's not mandatory into the their eligibility in the course. It's just the recommendation to have something German
That's
knowledge
my
to
yeah,
interact the people and to have the
exactly.
leverage to walk
Yeah.
around. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, is there something different from applying for a master degree from B.Tech degree or from the B.Sc degree? Do you find any difference because you have the experience with the B.Tech degree and there are multiple there are multiple students who is applying here for the master degree directly from the B.Sc.
BSc
So,
in India.
yeah, B.Sc in India, Bachelor's
Hmm.
of Science in India and
What
B.Tech.
I think one of the problem that would come with BSc people is that they have less number of credits, I guess, because in India
Okay.
BSc is of 3 years and
Mm-hmm.
BTech is of 4 years.
Okay.
And the German universities require, I think, 180 or 210 ECTS credits for
Mm-hmm.
taking you to the master's program. So your
Mm-hmm.
bachelor's degree, if that much credit is satisfied, then it's not a problem. But if you're not satisfying that much credit level,
Mm-hmm.
then you might face rejection directly.
Okay. In that case, people can also have look into the second masters in Germany, right?
Exactly.
So there might be the another
Yeah,
possibility.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you
And
need to have a good convincing statement if you want to do second masters in Germany, to be honest.
okay, because they should know like what is the really motivation to come here.
Exactly.
Okay.
And second
Okay.
masters. Why
Mm-hmm.
second masters?
Yeah, the
Why not
second.
PhD?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Understood, understood. And it's something like, do you have any difference if you have already experience in India, having any kind of job experience, it can make a difference in your application? Yeah,
Can you
does it?
repeat, Anish? Yeah.
Yeah, does it make any difference in application if you have experience in India, any kind of job experience in your field? Like you have the experience and someone have
Yes.
not experience, then does it make difference?
I mean, at the end of the day, it all comes down to how you are good at selling your CV in front of the
Okay.
interviewee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And even if you don't have an experience and you know
Mm-hmm.
how to sell your CV, then
Mm-hmm.
I would not say it will be affecting your job application. But I would say still it is an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
to have a little bit of experience,
Mhm.
because you can actually convince them that why you come to Germany, what was the difference, what was the loophole from
Mhm.
that work profile to here, and
Mhm.
what you have seen. For example, in my case, I can say if I am entering R&D, I should be knowing what are the problems that used to occur in machines. And I was a maintenance engineer, so I used to see how the components are breaking in the field. Only when you see
Mhm.
the components breaking in the field, you can actually optimize them in a computer. So that's
Mhm.
how I convince them. You are getting the analogy right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
all
So you,
about
yeah.
selling your
So
seat.
you should have some marketing skill also, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, understood. Okay, so I think you also have got the stipend during your master's degree,
Yep.
and that's the some kind of exceptional thing, because in
Hmm?
Germany it's not the case always if you get any kind of internship, and particularly during masters. So
Yep.
can you explain a bit and how it's different and how you got?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I got this scholarship at University of Munich,
Mm-hmm.
which is called Deutschland Stipendium in German,
Okay.
Deutschland Stipend program. So it is like you used to get like a small amount of money every month, and there will be
Mm-hmm.
like a supporting group who will be paying you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, for this, you need like a good bachelor's degree grade. Let me be very honest, that's the one of the most important thing. Then you need to
Mm-hmm.
have excellent grades,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then you need to have like a very good motivation letter as to
Mm-hmm.
why again your marketing skills should come here,
Okay.
but in a very positive way. It should be like very interesting for them. And I think I didn't submit anything else. Most of was about my work certificate, or like work experience certificates and internship certificates and all this documents, and that was
Hmm.
sufficient for me.
So is it after coming here in Germany or
Yeah.
well, okay.
Again, there is a application deadline for Deutschland Stipendium.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the universities has this thing. Most
Mm-hmm.
of the TUs definitely have it. Some Fachhochschule also have it. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to keep an eye on your university website as to when the application portal is opening.
Okay.
Okay, and what documents you require.
Mm-hmm.
But usually it is like you need to be very careful about that, because every university will have different deadlines for it.
Okay.
So, but
So
but I but just
Mhm.
keep in mind that all the universities may have this kind of thing. So when you get an admit or when you apply for the university, also check for this thing, like if there is this kind of provision to apply for such kind of stipends.
Okay, so is it something different from the application what you have applying from India, right? After coming here in Germany, you
Yeah,
have to
that's all.
apply. It's
Separately.
yeah. Okay, so you have to apply here separately. So is it something that you got the internship that you got the stipend in initial stage of your masters, or you have to
Yeah.
spend around a year with your masters, and after that you
And
can be able
I
to.
think I think this application for the Deutschland Stipendium opens every year,
Mm-hmm.
and that I got it in my first semester, first and second
Mm-hmm.
semester,
Okay.
and then you can also get it in subsequent semesters. But
Okay.
then for the first semester they will see your grades of bachelor's, and then
Okay.
after a year they'll start seeing your grades of masters.
Okay.
So that thing will be there.
So.
And yeah, and it's also not so easy to get consecutive stipends, because they tend
Okay.
to prefer new candidates every time. That's how
Mm-hmm.
they grow the program, and it's logical also according to me, because anyways you don't have fees here, so it's like a win-win situation, so everyone should get that. So I think
Okay.
that's how they do it, like every year new people will get that.
Okay, so it's something like they are analyzing or they are continuing checking your the performance, and if it is fine based on their threshold, they are going to put you into the scholarship sections,
Exactly.
right? So
Mhm.
would you like to if would you like to share any numbers of stipend if one?
Okay, yeah, I used to get 300 euros per month. That was
Mm-hmm.
the amount I used to get like every month. For 12 months I got this
Mm-hmm.
stipend.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this stipend figure varies from university to university as far as I know.
Okay.
For my
So.
university TUM, it was 300 euros per month.
Mhm. Okay, so there is a difference if you are doing masters in India and you are doing masters in Germany. So the difference is we have to submit the master's degree within 2 months, within 2 years, right?
Hmm.
So it's like the 4 semester, and you have to complete your 4 semester without any backlogs, and then you have to submit
Hmm.
thesis at the end of the second year. But here
Hmm.
in Germany, it's different. What I understood,
Yeah.
it's
Hmm.
so here we are more flexible in Germany. So would you
Hmm.
like to share something about that and
Hmm.
how it can vary with the stipend thing? Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Stipend is a separate thing, so I would not say that it's related to this thing.
Okay.
Uh, but your master's degree here, usually in Germany, is of 2 years or 4 semesters. It's like a regular period.
Mm-hmm.
But I have seen like most of the students usually don't finish off in like exact period, but they take extra time,
Mm-hmm.
and you usually have like kind of buffer. So before the COVID, it was 3 years. I remember 3 or 3.5 years to finish off the master's degree. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
6 or 7 semesters.
Mm-hmm.
And during COVID, they also gave like this kind of extension. So we
Mm-hmm.
used to have this null semester, they say. So
Mm-hmm.
those semesters won't be counted. So we used to have
Okay.
like around 4 years also to finish off the
Mm-hmm.
masters.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but
So
it's like 2 years for like a regular period and 3 years like maximum duration, I would say.
so the minimum duration to completing the masters is 2 year, what I understood, and what would be the
No,
maximum?
it's not minimum, I would say, because people do finish off in 1.5 semester also, two-year
Okay.
course also.
Okay,
People
so
do it.
there
Uh,
is no minimum three thing, right? Okay, so you can also complete your masters within
Fast.
1.5
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
Okay, so
you can do it.
it's the faster than India. Okay,
Yeah.
and also do you have any number for maximum, or it's no any
Maximum for my university, I can say it's 3 years, I think. Yeah. But
3 years?
again, it
But
depends on the course. It
okay,
depends on the particular course.
and also depend on the university. Different university have the different. What do you think? Okay, there might
Depends
be
on the
different.
university.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and is it something can vary in your, as you have mentioned, the stipend, like as the stipend is considering some kind of performance. So if you are doing your doing your master's somewhere in fourth year, and you are applying for the stipend at that time, so then it's not make any sense, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Chances will be like
yeah,
very slim.
yeah.
You
So
need to be
yeah.
you need to be applying for it like in the initial years, one first year or the second year.
That's what I wanted to know. That's why I asked you in terms
Yeah.
of stipend. Yeah,
Your chances also starts reducing as you start
yeah,
proceeding in the degree.
yes, yes, yes. That's what I wanted to hear. So, coming to your job thing, what you are doing now. So,
Mm,
but as you have completed your master's degree here in Germany, and also after that you like in the meanwhile you have also gathered some kind of internship, right? Internship. So
mm,
first before going the job what you are doing now, I would also like to ask you about the internship options, how you got this internship, and
mm,
what are the hurdles you might have faced, or
mm.
how you overcome with it, and do you have any suggestions for master students currently doing their master or currently pursuing the masters here in Germany? Yeah.
So I would say the application process here is very iterative.
Mm-hmm.
When you start initially, you won't even know where you are getting rejected. Uh,
Okay.
I faced a lot of rejections, to be honest. When I started
Mm-hmm.
applying for internships, I think I got rejected in 100 or 150 companies.
Mm.
Uh, but
150. It's about
yeah, yeah,
internship, right?
yeah, it was about internship. The
Oh, so
full-time
you
jobs,
have to you okay.
I'll tell you more about my
Mm-hmm.
full-time job. But for
Mm-hmm.
the internship itself, I got rejected for I think 100 position companies.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, you won't even realize where you are getting rejected. So it's like
Okay.
an iterative process. You fail, you improve, you again
Learn,
fail,
learn.
you improve, and
Yeah.
keep on doing. And there will be one fine day that you'll get hired for sure.
Okay.
So, but you need to ask. There will be like there is in every university there is this career alumni kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing
Mm-hmm.
where
Mm-hmm.
the students can actually consult or take like a counseling session of how they can improve their CV, what needs to be done. Every
Mm-hmm.
university will have that. So you need to interact with these people. They will give you some tips.
Mm-hmm.
I would not say like I also invested so much of time. I was just trying to apply, improve my CV, apply, and then it just happened that I got an internship at Bosch,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the same. for a full-time job, but
Mm-hmm.
the numbers increased quite high. From
Okay.
now internship, it was 100, 150. I
Mm-hmm.
got my full-time job after 400 rejections, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I was making very silly mistakes for the first 100 application. It was very
Mm.
bad. Then I started improving it. It's just like not giving up. You have to come
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
You have to fight back, and then yeah, I got like two offers at the end. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but it is like an iterative process. I would just say that there is no like defined structure that if you do like this, then you will get a job or something. It totally depends
Mm-hmm.
on the application reviewer, what he needs, what skills he needs. I also got rejected in many interviews.
Mm-hmm.
So it is just like trying, and then reaching and winning.
Okay, but you definitely have any kind of tips because you have come across these hurdles, right?
Hmm,
While like let's stick with the internship thing first.
hmm,
So, do you have any tips like you already figure out how to get the internship based on your
hmm,
100 applications? So,
hmm,
one is in the very starting phase
hmm.
for putting the application for the internship. So, do you have any tips or suggestion for them based on your
I would just
experience?
yeah. I would just say one thing:
Mm-hmm.
don't make the life so complex. You
Okay.
need to convey your information in the most easy way. It should be clear and
Mm-hmm.
communicative and
Mm-hmm.
understandable. That's it. You don't need to make life very complex. Germans are very sweet in that way. They
Mm-hmm.
really want to see what you have done, what contents you have,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want to roam around with so many things. So when you enter, like when you send your CV, make it very short and sweet. That's my personal opinion. Make it quality wise good. It should be like
Mm-hmm.
technically sound. 10 points you
Mm-hmm.
write, but it should be like bullseye. That's how it
Mm-hmm.
has to be. So make
Mm-hmm.
it short, concise, clear, informative, and that will do the job.
Okay. Is it something will make a difference if you have any course which is related to your internship in your master's?
Yes. This comes not in the application phase, but in the interview phase. When you give an interview, they might ask what interests you for this position or why you are well suited for this position. This is the point where you have to put all these things on the table as to what trainings you did, why
Mm-hmm.
you are the best suit for the position, what
Mm-hmm.
skills you have.
Mm-hmm.
So when you reach to the interview, then you
Mm-hmm.
should be knowing what all points to put. And for all these things, it's good to have trainings and all for sure.
Okay. So coming to the job applications, the full-time job application, what
Mm-hmm,
you have, like you have mentioned that you have put some 400, around 400 applications, and after that you got the job and you have the offer from the two positions and you have selected one. So the my first question is, right now you are working in as a development engineer there. So my first question is like the how the work is there and
mm-hmm,
why you have chosen this only instead of the other option and I have subsequent question, but before that
mm-hmm.
first you can explain this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got like one position, two job offers. One was about the CFD engineer. They
Mm-hmm.
say CFD Berechtigungsingenieure in German. Other one was this development engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the main reason why I chose this position, not the other position, was because I was able to learn not like a focused thing in one particular topic, because
Mm-hmm.
CFD engineer will do only CFD or
Mm-hmm.
validation. And
Mm-hmm.
this position was about a mixture of thermodynamics,
Mm-hmm.
CFD,
Mm-hmm.
also R&D activities. So I thought that not only will I develop my technical skills, but also managerial skills. So that is one of
Okay.
the reason why I chose this position, because
Mm-hmm.
I feel if you want to be a good manager in future, then you need to be a very good engineer in the start.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one of the reason why I chose this topic
Mm-hmm.
and this position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I
Mm-hmm.
would say.
Okay, so can you explain a bit about power engineering? So, like you have done your
Mm,
like it's really the kind of what I have heard. It's a kind of different. It's more
mm,
application based. It's more based on the power side of engineering, and because we normally have in India, we have the different kind of. It's broad. Like in India, we have the
mm,
MTech right? Which is a
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
broad, it's not very specific. So how
Mm-hmm.
do you feel the as the power engineering is, how much it's application oriented from the Indian side, and also
Mm-hmm.
like explain more about what are the things you have learned,
Mm-hmm.
and it how it make different from the other, like in terms of learning or in terms of courses, what
Mm-hmm.
you have. Yeah.
So Anish, I would say the course, like my course, Power Engineering at TUM, it's actually broader than the course curriculum in India. It's the
Okay.
other way how you told. Yeah. In India,
Mm-hmm.
when we say power engineering, it's
Mm-hmm.
either totally electrical or totally mechanical,
Okay.
and you get a degree in that. But
Mm-hmm.
here, it's not like that. In
Mm-hmm.
my master's, I was equally studying about electrical subjects, mechanical
Mm-hmm.
subjects.
Mm-hmm.
So, like 50% of my, not 50% of my curriculum, but like for example, in 50% of my curriculum, we had this theoretical subjects, and
Mm-hmm.
among this 50%, we have 50% electrical modules,
Mm-hmm.
50% mechanical engineering modules.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a power engineer, I used to study all these electronic devices, electrical machines, all this kind of stuffs.
Mm-hmm.
Parallelly, I also used to study this mechanical part of engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So it was about this thermal science, thermodynamics, fluid machines, all this type of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then after an year in our curriculum, we were supposed to
Mm-hmm.
start specializing in what field we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I was always interested in more into the mechanical part of engineering. So
Mm-hmm.
I started going into the thermal part, eventually
Mm-hmm.
into the CFD part. But you get like a lot of chance here in like power engineering. You also get to study a lot about renewables, renewable energy,
Okay.
which is now a heart everywhere, like a heart course, I would say.
Okay.
And
Hardcore.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
not hard, heart.
Okay.
Like it is the heart
Okay.
of Europe or like
Okay.
full
Yeah, yeah,
world,
yeah. Understood.
like
And
that. Yeah,
it's yeah. It's the
trending.
also the case for the world. It's not all only about the Europe. Yeah.
Exactly. So in
Yeah.
my course, we can also specialize more into the field of solar energy, then
Mm-hmm.
wind energy, and inside the
Mm-hmm.
wind energy, you can also go into this uh, like aeroelasticity or
Mm-hmm.
structural kind of thing. You can specialize a lot in my course, so you have a lot of flexibility. But
Okay.
I was into more into thermodynamics, then thermofluids, then CFD. It was always for me that, so I proceeded in that path.
Okay, so I think you have explained well about the power engineering, and what I understood that the difference between Indian M.Tech and here the master in Germany, particularly in technical part. So the difference here is more application based and more job oriented course what they are offering
Exactly.
as compared to the India, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the my question is about coming to the job hurdles what you have faced. That you have
Mm,
mentioned that you have 400 applications, and you
mm,
also have mentioned that you have two offers, and you have why you have selected one, that's you have mentioned.
mm,
But my question is about why is it the 400 application? Is it something called the recession thing? Because we have here in Germany, what I
mm,
have heard, that we had recessions, and the economy is going into the negative directions, what I understood, like that at the same time we have in India, it's really the good scenario what we have here in Germany. So is it something based on that? And you, as you have experience with 400 application, and
mm,
your colleagues or your classmates also have some experience, so would you like to share some experience from your friend, and also
mm.
is it something with the recession thing, or that? Yeah.
So Anish, I would say, to be honest, I was making mistake in the application phase. I would not blame recession or anything. I know I was making very blunder mistakes in my
Okay.
application. One fourth of my application were because of total my mistake. 100 more were again because of my mistake, but in an improved way.
Hmm.
And then I started learning. So I would not blame recession because at least in my field the jobs were there. CFD engineer, like I wanted to work in the field of thermal engineering or CFD, and
Hmm.
there were positions.
Hmm.
I lacked skills. I know because I was
Hmm.
not able to speak like German. It took me a time to like reach till B2 level. So
Hmm.
I would blame myself, not recession for that part. I
Hmm.
was lacking with skill, presentability.
Hmm.
Um, Recession, I would not say recession was
Okay.
a reason, at
Okay.
least in my field. But yes, I know like in different fields there were
Hmm.
problem with recession,
Hmm.
not in my field.
Okay, good to hear that you are too honest, that you have
Yeah.
prepared yourself. Okay, but would you like to say something about the other fields if you have experience with your friends or something?
I would say there are problems happening, little bit recession is happening,
Mm-hmm.
but I've not got in personal personal contact with anyone like who has given me a feedback about that. But I have seen like
Mm-hmm.
many Facebook posts that there are like companies who are laying off their employees because of bad
Okay.
economic situation. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is happening,
Mm-hmm.
but I cannot like really say much about it. Like, how is the total
Mm-hmm.
market situation as a whole?
Yeah. Even I have heard from one of from some companies that they are laying off, and also that
Hmm.
they are not recruiting as much as they should recruit, like in general. So yeah, there is some problem with in that regard also.
Hmm.
Okay, so would you like to give a brief idea of what you are actually doing in your job? Like it may encourage
Hmm.
people who really want to do something in power engineering side. So in a
So
more general way, so that
hmm,
general
hmm,
people can
hmm.
understand. Yeah.
So basically, I'm working as a development engineer, and it is more about optimizing a product.
Mm-hmm.
So you have some kind of problems in an equipment, and now you have to think how you can improve the product. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
think about how the designs can be improved. It could be both in a mathematical way, like using new kind of equation, thermodynamic equations, or doing some kind of simulations
Mm-hmm.
and improving the product. So yeah,
Okay.
this is more about my work as a whole, I would say, in easy words.
Okay. Okay, you already have mentioned about the how one can look into more explicitly if is going for the finding any kind of job, as you have mentioned about in terms of internship. So, do you want to say something different here in more depth way, like putting something into the CV or putting something into the mail while sending the application to for the full-time job? Do you have anything in your mind to say something?
Um, I would say one thing, that be professional when you write the email. I've
Okay.
seen people writing email with mistakes like small capitalization or spelling mistake that gives
Okay.
total wrong image to your application. Your rejection rate will you are rejected for such small things. So be
Mm-hmm.
very professional when you write it.
Mm-hmm.
They like to see this kind of positive attitude when you apply. So these are the small things when they check in your email.
Mm-hmm.
So just be careful about it, and just don't be scared to get rejected. I would just say that you will get
Okay.
rejected. No one is perfect, but eventually you'll get it.
Yeah, and there will be something from the skill that you
Yeah.
have some skills or something.
I
Okay.
mean, I mean, you cannot convince them for all of the skills
Mm-hmm.
because you might be lacking in the skills. It's all about the interviewee who is interviewer, yeah,
Yeah.
interviewer
Yeah.
who is looking into your
Yeah.
application.
Yeah.
If they are convinced, even
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have a skill, you might get
Mm-hmm.
hired. It's not like that, but there is like part of luck also that works in this
Yeah.
application phase.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
about to come this. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay, I think we have covered all of the things,
mm,
whatever we should. But if anyone have a question regarding any kind of these things, what you have experienced, so do you suggest me or do you recommend me to put your LinkedIn profile into
yeah.
the description box? Okay, so then
Yes.
I will put,
Yeah. Go
and
ahead. Yeah.
if someone have more questions about it, about your application or something from you, then one can put into the comment
Yeah.
section. If time permits, then we can also have another podcast,
Yeah.
right? So I hope
Yeah.
you also enjoy the podcast. So thank you so
Yeah,
much.
definitely.
Thank you so much for
Thank.
coming, and yeah, if taking a time from your busy schedule, so it's really good. Ashank, thank you so much.
Uh, Thank you so much, Anish, for taking out the time and asking such wonderful questions. Yeah.
Okay, then see you. Bye bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye. Take care.